You want to join this chat.
All right, I'll be back. I'm distracting her for 10 more minutes. Bye.
I'll be back. I'm going to get a drink. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just checking.
I think they have us on mute. I don't know.
Hallie and Andy both jumped on earlier. Hallie said she's running off to distract your mom for another 10 minutes.
Okay, that's what I figured, and I think they must have us on mute. I don't know.
Why do you think you're on mute?
I'm in, because that room where my dad is right next to where she is.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
I see Mama.
Hi. Hello. Say something, Mom, so we know your sound is working. Yes, we can see you. I don't think she can hear us. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Hello, Mom.
Well, did I make it?
You're here.
How about that? I've learned something today. If I don't need my glasses again, I'll take them off. I see down here, I see a couple of little faces. Is that the way you do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I have a lot to learn in the next 5 minutes.
You made it. I feel like that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Hey, I made it from scratch.
Yeah.
You know. So, well,
Andy's thing went up.
and it's good to see you two.
Yeah.
You too.
Wow.
Just down the road.
Are you off work now?
Yes.
I saw those eyes gleam.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
The anxiety is lifted.
Yeah.
Ooh,
How do you know who all's on it?
I see more people.
More coming? Where are they?
You guys were on mute.
Huh?
Oh, there's more people.
We have Vandernodes. We have Hartzels.
Heart.
The Hartzels are on mute. I don't know if they know that.
Hold up.
Are we good? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Now you're good.
Okay, cool.
Yay!
Yay.
Melissa on mute, or is she just
Whoa,
She's,
you see more people that way.
Yeah, she's
How
on.
can you make them bigger?
How do I make them bigger?
Hi, Mom.
Where are you?
Well, there's Melissa.
maybe on
Just-
the screen?
Okay. I don't know how to make them all. Oh, maybe like that.
Okay,
I
now
did.
make it full size.
The
Yeah.
only person I see is Todd and a couple of windows and something.
Oh, I see little guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mom.
How do
Mom?
you get little guys?
Oh, Todd will tell her.
Mom, you could try
Huh?
turning it landscape.
Yeah.
Oops. Okay. Now I see the same four in a square the other way. Landscape.
What did you click on that made them all show up?
It was like a little grid view.
There's like a little bunch of little tiny boxes, a little grid view. Try clicking on that.
It looks like a tic-tac-toe board.
If you're on your phone, it's different. I don't know if
I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
on my phone.
Oh.
I didn't have enough
I'm on
storage.
my phone and I can only see 4 at a time, which might be her.
Oh, sure.
She's on tap. Yeah.
Hi, Sarah Jane.
Oh, where's this?
Oh.
This is it.
Andy.
I think I could.
Boy, it's obvious which one of us has the worst video quality, isn't it?
I think I've
Oh, there she is.
I still see Todd, me, a window, and a floor.
Try swiping. Can you see anyone else?
There must be a way. Oh, that window's Andy. And that's Hallie.
Yeah. That's how he's ready ones.
Oh, is that lunch or dinner?
That's a truck going over ahead.
They just delivered my dinner.
Oh,
At
4 o'clock.
At
Oh.
3:55.
Oh, Miss Shelby.
hi, Mama.
There's Sylvie.
One. Oh, there's Shelby.
Did you
I'm
hear
learning
us?
to use Zoom.
She
Oh,
might go to see. I don't know.
Oh,
participants.
she's on her tablet.
The glasses are strong with this family.
That's not what I wanted.
Oh, now she's gone.
She moved herself.
She did. I don't know how she did that. She disappeared off my screen.
Handstands. My goodness, that's Sarah Jane. I'm seeing you. Okay. All right. The glasses are going off. I won't see you anymore.
I'm not trying
Come
to.
on.
Oh my goodness.
You want to say hi real quick?
Getting close to time.
Ooh,
Or you learn
Karen,
something
again.
every day.
Let's see if we can look.
No, he won't look. Darwin is going to be involved in this one way or the other.
He's
Ooh,
here with us.
Oh, is that Zoa in the background?
No, he's somewhere.
Oh. No.
I would if
Yeah.
you see Zoe, I would request it to be scooped.
More.
Hello, everybody. She is on her way.
Does anybody else feel like we're in the Brady Bunch?
Yes.
Can somebody tell me how to get more than 4 pictures?
I don't think you can on your tablet. You have to
Oh,
just
it's
swipe.
true. Oh,
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Where
Exciting.
is mom? Is
Well-
mom gonna pop up?
She's going to come on her own computer, so yes, she'll pop up.
Okay.
I had to clear a very busy social schedule to allow for this. So
How dare you be social in this time of despair?
yeah, my dinner's getting cold while we're sitting here.
Oh,
And I
no.
was at 4 o'clock anyhow.
Yeah, it's a little early.
I did a first today. I actually made the flank steak marinade, and we couldn't get lemon juice, but we could get lemons. So I juiced a lemon for the first time in my life.
You
Congratulations.
I probably juice lemons weekly.
You juice lemons weekly?
Probably
We juice lemons all the time.
for making chicken piccata. I also use them in my oatmeal.
Ooh, yummy.
Okay,
Oh.
I buy bottles of lemon juice. I'm lazy.
Margaret's joining.
Surprise!
Hold on, I don't have any sound.
Happy Easter!
Happy birthday!
Everybody's got a thumb.
Yes, Mama.
Hey, Mama, move your thumb.
I think she,
Move your thumb.
What?
move your thumb.
Your thumb.
Well, Tom, where's my
Wow, this is a party.
I was turning
This is
my
Margaret.
on.
All right.
Oh, I even got Chris and Melissa over
Yeah,
there.
you got everyone.
They're here. They're just so proud of and Lucy and Corin, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
So in order to make this a real party, we of course have to embarrass mom / Margaret / daughter / whatever you call her a little bit. So I'd love if everybody could just share a happy story, a funny joke with her, something to make her smile, something to help her have a
Sarah's
happy
going.
day. So whoever wants to start, feel free. I'm going to mute myself, so if you want to do that also, just so it's easier to hear, up to you.
Oh, okay.
That might be too difficult for some of us.
That's okay. Don't fret. But would anyone like to start?
Can I ask if anybody has not heard about the time Margaret left her doctor's kit?
You heard
I
it once
wouldn't mind
today.
hearing it again.
It's a
She
good
said
story.
not here, not here. I think
Not
that's the
here.
appropriate story for today, though.
You want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. We were coming home from Nepal, and Margaret had her 7th birthday. And somebody gave her a red doctor's kit, her pride and joy. So we got on the plane, we got to Cairo, which was not the safest place to be, and got off the plane way out on the tarmac, rode a bus to the station terminal, and suddenly she started screaming. She'd left it on the plane.
Oh.
So Margaret and I get back on the bus, we go all the way out to the tarmac, and there beside the plane was a little red doctor's kit with a whole circle of soldiers standing around it, waiting for it to explode. And she got it back, but that's the story on Margaret.
That's great.
Her 7th birthday, she got it.
Yep, my little red doctor's bomb.
Doctor's bomb. So,
That was a good one. Sarah.
I love that story.
Red.
Yes, Sarah said she's having trouble with her camera.
Okay.
Well, she's here in spirit with her red background.
She's on mute.
thumbs in front of it.
And Jake in the corner. Hi, Jake.
What?
She said hi.
Hi.
Hi, Casey.
Casey. Hi, Casey.
Oh, there's the other half.
Now, does everybody in this picture know everybody in this picture?
I
Probably not. I think
Not anymore.
I
a quick
don't know
go
these
around would be good.
others.
Yeah, there's a lot of extras in here.
Nobody.
We're not
knows.
just talking about personalities.
Yes.
We can start by oldest to youngest and introduce ourselves.
Okay. That's gonna do some math real
that's
fast.
gonna get some math. Well, I mean, I know who's going first.
All right, I made it to the last again.
I was thinking of somebody else.
Oh, no, I didn't.
What do I say?
Here. This is Mama.
We'll start with your name.
Oh, my name is Prudy DeLapp. I'm 87 years old, and today I mastered Zoom. I feel like Okay, who's next?
Mama, she has her mute on.
Shelby.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Shelby Citizen, and I'm 82, and I'm like Prudy. Andy zoomed in with me once before, but this is my second time. We've hit the top of the ladder, haven't we, Prudy?
You got it. You have to pay for everything now.
All right, who's next?
Polly.
I think.
Me. I'm Polly Hartzell. I'm the next in age. I'm still older than Margaret.
Always, always.
But just a little. Is that all I needed to say?
Yes.
Or Zoom too. It's kind of exciting.
That's Sarah's next, I bet.
Yes, I'm 1 year younger than Polly, always. And I'm Sarah Curtis. So I am a cousin to Margaret and obviously the DeLapp family, and really happy to be with you guys.
Yes.
Really happy to wish you a happy birthday, Margaret.
Thank you. I'm so happy about this. Well, I'm next in line, and yes, it's my birthday. I'm 29. That was such a lot. I'm 2 years younger than Sarah. You guys do the math.
Oh, Sarah's here.
Oh, she is.
I know everybody. So next.
Uh,
I believe I suffer in maturity, but in actual age, I think I'm next.
I think Todd's older than you, isn't he? No,
Yeah,
right.
he's just younger than me a little bit.
This is getting old.
Andy Citizen. Hey guys, I'm probably almost the median age in this group here. Maybe I'm right at the edge of it there. Maybe Todd.
Quite a range of ages. Oh, hey, there's Juliet.
Your turn, Todd.
Oh, hi, Juliet.
Now it's Todd's turn.
I am the next oldest. My name is James Todd DeLapp. I am years old.
Corona. Ooh.
And if Andy is the median, that's a scary comment on this group because I happen to know I've passed 50 and I don't, maybe you're the median but not the mean. I can never keep those straight anyway.
Yeah, I never get it.
But I am Mama's youngest.
Uh-oh, Mama.
But Mom, you're upside down and that looks uncomfortable.
I like it. It's fun. Nice stuff. What you got going on there?
I might have taken a screenshot of Mama being upside down.
Yeah.
I have a laptop, so it's not going to work. Okay,
No, I think you can do it.
next would be, hold on.
Oh.
Amy?
Melissa?
Melissa's older than
No,
me.
Melissa, what am I saying? Melissa.
Which?
Actually, which is older, Melissa or Chris?
Yeah,
Chris
so
is next.
I'm Chris Hanstead. I married in. I'm married to Melissa. So Margaret is kind of like my aunt now.
Is aunt-in-law, is that a thing?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's also called just Ant.
A lot simpler, I guess. I'm Melissa. I am a niece to Margaret and grandchild to Prudy DeLapp. And cousin to all the people who are kind of close in age to me. I'm the oldest cousin. So, yeah.
Am I next?
I think so.
Yep, you're next.
Hello. I'm Amy Hartzell. Next in the line. I don't know what more information you need.
I think you probably belong to the one next to you, but that's just a hunch.
Yeah, you guys don't look anything alike.
I pulled her in off the street. I said, we need more people for a party.
And frankly, you look like me and we have the same hair.
Pretty much the same glasses almost, but
Very much the same.
I also love the book background. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
good backdrop for you guys.
Have you noticed like all the pundits on the news now when they're filming from home, they always have to have that wall full of books behind them.
notice
That's
that.
what we've got. It's a whole wall too.
That's your Zoom wall.
Is that the wall from Mama's house?
No,
It's the wall from IKEA in 1995.
Yeah.
Oh, much better.
So trendy. Sarah. All right, I think we're on Sarah now. Am I right?
Where is Sarah? I've lost her.
I haven't done
Oh, there she is.
Can everyone hear me? I don't actually. This.
Yes.
Cool. Hi, I'm Sarah, the other Sarah in this phone call. Hartzell, next in the line, coming to you live from New York. Very fun.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Epicenter.
You're alive.
Yeah, the epicenter. I'm alive. It's great.
But that said, for those who don't know, Sarah did have the coronavirus.
As far as yeah.
So you're now the one in charge of everybody's grocery trips and everybody's trips out.
Well, how did I miss that? You actually had it?
Yeah, I'm. Yeah.
How
Don't get
bad?
it. That's my only advice.
It wasn't, you didn't have a terrible case though.
No. I mean, it was the worst I have ever felt, but not like I didn't have to go to the hospital. It was fine for me, but yeah.
But you wouldn't.
That sounds terrible.
Okay.
I think I'm next. I'm Rachel, mom, Margaret's daughter. Don't know what else to say. This is Jack. He's next.
Hi, I'm Jack. I am a few months younger than Rachel, and I'm her boyfriend.
Where's Harry?
I mean, it's me. I'm Jake.
Come on, Jake, you gotta
Welcome,
speak up.
Jake.
I'm Jake.
Spell it.
Jake.
Don't know to spell it. Actually,
Can't do
do it.
What else you want?
Who's the girl with you?
And who's that with you?
It's not her turn. Is it? Is it? Okay, whatever.
Why are you here?
It's not.
I'm Casey. I'm Jake's girlfriend. I think that's about it. Okay, I'm next. I'm Hallie. Y'all know me. I emailed you an excessive amount, so apologize for that. But thanks for coming. I'm her daughter. You know that probably. Yay!
She's the organizer.
I don't know why her. Hallie's got a
Cute
perfect.
little one right there in Alyssa's corner.
We also had Juliet. is
Juliet.
in there.
Yeah.
There's another cute one up there in Todd's corner.
There you go. Fine, I unmuted you. Talk.
Hi, I'm Juliet.
You're muted.
Hi, Juliet.
No.
Thanks for the birthdays, Juliet, and the texting.
What?
I said thanks for the birthday text.
The newest addition to our group chat, Juliet.
Yes.
Most recent person in this group to get a phone, I suspect.
Probably.
Merry Christmas. Melissa, are we going to get any words from your youngers?
Yeah. Is it their turn?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh, Lucy, it's your turn. Come here, baby. You gotta tell them who you are. Say hi. My name is Lucy.
Hi, my name is Lucy.
Did you hear that?
Yep. Yes. Hi, Lucy.
And 6 years old.
Old lady.
She is obviously my daughter. Hey, honey, can you bring Corin over here?
Thanks for joining us, Lucy.
Corin pooped in his pull-up, so.
Can have.
Aren't we all?
Last few months, which has made quarantining just even more awesome.
There he is.
Hi,
Corin.
Corin. Can you tell them how old you are? How old are you? Can you see the fingers?
Also wearing his shelter in place,
Yeah, so he
business
has
on top,
his-
casual on the bottom.
Form of the quarantine. I like
outfit, his Zoom meeting outfit.
It's like the modern mullet. It's like the business on top and the party on the bottom.
Yes, I like it.
Is that everybody?
Yep.
I think so.
Quite proud.
All right, party planner, what's next?
If anyone has a fun memory, a funny story,
we're
anything like that, go ahead and take it away.
Okay, I do. Oh, go ahead, Rachel. Sorry.
Well, so I don't know if mine is like, it's not a specific time, but we've been going to get our nails done at the same little tiny nail shop since we were probably 10 or 12, and I really miss going with Mom because it's so fun, and they're just also nice. We've been going for so long, they know us.
And I'm pretty sure that they mock us in.
They probably do. They definitely make fun of Mom.
One time I asked for a design on my toes, and they were like, "No, your toes are too small." I was like, "Thanks."
I want to continue remembering, but I miss it.
Yeah. Mockery of the Vietnamese women.
Yep.
I'm sorry, your toes are too small?
Like my toenails.
Yeah. Every time we're there, they tell us our nails are tiny. Like, oh, so tiny.
I'm pretty sure that falls under first world problems, but okay.
Probably. Sarah G, did you want to go next?
Yeah, I would. Thanks. So Margaret, my favorite memory the one that stands in my mind is that glorious summer when we had the big reunion. Wesomeone had to bring that up, right? And so we had a big family reunion, and we were kind of reenacting the great-great-grandparents. And so their wedding, it was their wedding, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And so Margaret agreed, I think, with a nice
I think a knife in
incentive. What was that?
I think with a knife in my back.
Oh, I heard you had a little incentive from Dad too, maybe a little cash. Yeah, she was the bride. My brother Jim was the groom. And what I remember is you were so funny, which of course, Margaret, you were so witty the whole time. You kept making cracks. I mean, I just laughed my way through it because you were being so funny, and I love that. And another thing I love, which actually your mother did for me, is she had you born on this day, which is 2 days after my mom's birthday, whom your middle name, Jane. And so I always think of you every year.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I would just say I'm hosting another Zoom here in just a few minutes. So I'll stay as long as I can, but if I disappear, happy birthday, Margaret, and so great to see all of you.
Yes, I'm glad you could pop in and join our little party that I didn't know about.
Surprise!
Wonderful.
I gotcha.
I know. Yep, you got me. Thank you for that. I find that humorous. Hallie, that was my one and only acting debut in whatever it is when you're leaving the acting field. That was me playing the bride of my great-grandmother.
What was your debut? I don't know. I feel like at one point you might have played a clumsy maid.
Grandmother.
Maybe.
That was her debut.
Yeah.
The maid.
Oh, that's true.
Clumsy maid.
The maid.
We've all seen it. Hopefully. You're missing your premiere.
It was Jim's grandmother, so golly, that puts it. Yeah, I guess your great grandmother.
Grandmother. So your great-great-grandmothers for the next people.
Yeah.
Lucy's great
mother.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of great-grandmothers.
Yeah. Laura Kiesler.
Laura Kiesler. Mm-hmm.
That was a good one. Thank you for that. That was a good one. I'd forgotten about that. I try to forget about that.
You were great. You were funny, and you played it. You're perfect.
You also got to know Jim Curtis at that point. Y'all sort of became good friends then.
That's true, because he was always so much older there for a long time. But I finally caught up to an acceptable age to be talked to.
Right.
I think it was around 14 or 15. There.
All right, who would like to chime in next? Anybody?
Well, I haven't known you very long, but
Holly and Todd.
No, I'm talking.
Okay.
You want me to go?
Sure.
Mine's short and sweet.
Okay.
I was just remembering, because it's one of my happy places in my brain, is when Mom and Margaret and I went to St. Augustine for a week at the beach. And it was just such a wonderful time. And Margaret and I would go out on the beach. First of all, we'd go out there with our little chairs and we would sit on the edge of the water, and then we'd move back as the tide came in, and then we'd move forward as the tide went out. And then
How many hours were you out there?
All of them.
All of them, yeah. And then we would, when the tide would go out, we would go down the beach to a warm tide pool, and we'd plunk down in the tide pool for a little while. And then we'd come back and saw the little baby turtles. That was really sweet. So that was just a really happy memory.
That was a good memory. It was a good
It was a wonderful memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some baby turtles in the ocean dedicated to Mama, because she adopted a nest of baby turtles.
And they hatched and went to sea. Yeah. Yeah.
Swimming around now.
That's right.
No, they're probably sitting in a chair with a margarita right now.
Yeah. It's empty.
Practicing ocean distancing?
Yes. They're finally empty, and so now they're finally, yeah. That's a good one. Thank you for that. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Am I next?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So I came up with a couple, but I'm going to need help. I'm going to need help from Mom on one of them. So
I can
so
do it.
What? Okay. So there was Margaret volunteered to come and take care of my children when Karen gave birth to Liam. So I wanted to say thank you for that again.
No problem.
There was writing you a letter right after you left for college because I was very surprised by how much I missed you.
Aw.
Audio letter, I recorded it and I faked a fight because I knew you'd probably be missing a fight. So it was over me leaving the towel on the floor in the bathroom.
I
Not
thought
that
it would have been about being tied to the table to finish the game of Monopoly, but
Yeah. I was very bad at math. What can I say? You know, if I had 250 and 350, that's 500. Anyway, I was younger. Okay. But the other one that came up was on the trip west in 1974. I have this vague memory that I'm hoping you can work of Margaret and me. We were staying in cabins, and Margaret and I were using sticks and yarn and trash from under the cabin and built a circus.
there's something like
Okay, Polly's nodding. That's a good sign.
That was
Muted,
Mom
but
was
she's
not.
nodding.
Mom,
Polly, unmute because nobody can hear you.
Maybe Mama wasn't involved.
Maybe.
I don't remember the circus, but I do know that one year y'all made trash Christmas balls.
there must be a correlation
fill it.
between that summer and
Made things to hang on the Christmas tree. Yeah.
I remember that. I've forgotten that. That's funny. I bet you that was probably the same year. We were probably making the trash circus, and Mama was just happy we weren't bothering her.
Probably true.
My only other memory of that stop was that everybody went up to the lodge or whatever because they were showing Gone with the Wind. And I didn't because I had no interest in Gone with the Wind. And only now as an adult realized that that meant some poor parent couldn't go watch Gone with the Wind because they had to stay back to a 7-year-old. Sorry.
Yeah, that's kind of a 7-year-old.
Must have been me because I've seen it so many times. I was willing to miss one.
You're probably happy to miss one.
I could say every word along with it, but I like it.
It's impressive. All right, I'll do my little spiel next. I obviously have lots of memories with you, and they're all happy, and I like to think about them a lot. But the one that I want to highlight today, before I went to college, this was 2 summers ago, we took a trip up to my school for my orientation, and then took a few days after just to not go straight home. So we went through home down to North Carolina. We went to Asheville for a few days and just spent our day in a little cabin. And then we went to the Biltmore house in Asheville, and it was beautiful. And we had all these, there was a Chihuly exhibit at the time. So we have all these really cool pictures of Chihuly, and it was a beautiful summer day. And it was a really fun trip, and we should do another one of those.
Yes.
That was fun. Rachel should stay along.
We went to the Biltmore when they had that Chihuly exhibit. It was glorious, beautiful because it was all outdoors and in the garden stuff.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
And they were like, the ones that I think were the most like amazing, they were these huge glass balls, but they were all floating in these ponds, and it was so cool because like you could see the water through them, and then the sun would go through them. It was beautiful, but that was just a really fun trip.
Yeah, that was
that trip.
That was it.
I'm intrigued to see what Jake has to say.
Put him on the spot.
Yes.
I was gonna say, like, whenever you send me comics of that kid being annoying, comparing it to me.
That's comic strips that remind me so much of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, thank you, Jake. Just to follow up with the Zitz comics. Okay, Jake basically is Zitz. And for you guys that don't know Zitz, you must investigate Zitz because he's a teenager comic strip. And for one of my birthdays, or maybe Mother's Day, I don't remember which, Jake, you'd probably tell me, Jake made me his own Zitz comic strip, but he called it Sits for Citizen. And there it is, yes. And it's got, well, you guys can see it right there. So, guys,
that's the real question.
What I like about it is he's sitting there without a shirt on because that's how Jake dresses. And then as I'm talking away, he's putting the earbuds back in. This is my own six.
You can pass a picture of that along and through text later.
You can read it.
Just text it because I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
You have to text it. I'll send you a photo because it's a good one. Like for that memory. I like that memory too. These are all great memories. Make me cry.
I can go, I guess. Though the first thing that came to my mind was she helped, or I think she planned it. I think she planned a little baby shower for me at the beach house. I think that was my last time. I don't know if it was everyone's last time gathering at a beach house, but it was definitely my last time. And it just meant so much to me as she came up with the idea to paint onesies. So I was pregnant with Lucy, and we painted these little onesies, and I've still kept a lot of them. So that was just really, really fun time.
That was a great little
That was fun.
I can't remember. I know Mom was there and Rachel and Polly. Were you there, Polly, or not? Was that the one you couldn't?
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah.
I was just saying that it was that same beach trip. This is a funny memory. When we had the Wii and we did that little dance contest thing, where we were all dancing.
And that was in the basement. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it was that was hilarious.
That trip is the reason we bought a Wii.
Influenced, huh?
Can I add something here?
Yep.
Sure.
When I was leaving the land, the girls, my girlfriends, gave me a book, and it was full of photos, and the last 4 pages were you all dancing that dance in the basement of that beach house. And how on earth did you get these pictures? Somebody's Facebook.
No, not the Facebook.
Yeah, that's the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
I have to ask, Melissa, where'd you get the seagull?
That's from Mama.
Oh,
yeah.
I think
That seagull looked familiar.
so. I think
Margaret, wasn't that in your room?
I stole that before she was really going through things. But she was starting to get rid of things, and then she was like, "Oh, you can have that one if you want." And because I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cute." So I think on that trip I stole a few small items that no one.
Well, as somebody who helped with the getting rid of things, thank you.
That one is obviously. I think that one was Carolyn's from what country?
Kenya.
Kenya.
He knows everything.
I have Mama Art's bedroom.
And Prudy, I want you to notice the wine cabinet. It actually made the house. We didn't sell it. It's sitting back there behind Margaret.
It's in one piece.
And it's been filled.
Actually,
Got books in it at the moment, but
And boxes of slides have made it to our house. They're in my kitchen.
And I have scanned 1.5 folders from the genealogy.
wow.
Show off.
I have 8 more boxes to go.
Well, luckily you're in quarantine. You have nothing else to do, right?
That's to do.
That's why that
I
got
need Jack's story. I want Jack's story. Jack, what's your story?
Gosh, I don't know if I have one, but the first thing that came in mind was when all of us were watching that Dark series when Rachel and I were living with you guys. So that was a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's time for the second season. Did y'all
Yeah.
without it?
Maybe we'll understand it.
Sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly.
It's in another language.
It's in another language. It's dubbed though. It's weird, and I would definitely have to watch season 1 again before I can watch season 2. Yes, that was a good series. I think Rachel walked out going, "What?"
I think
She doesn't want to do it again.
I don't want to show it.
Well, sorry, we're trapped at home and need a stream. Is this a stream we should be looking for or not? Oh, wow. Look at you.
Good.
That's a glowing reaction.
A lot of those.
It's a little confusing.
Like, what's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, that was a weird one. It was also dubbed. It was from another country, Germany, I believe. But
Like it was good, but it was also really confusing for me. So I don't know.
all right, Rachel, you want us to tell us-
Mine.
Did you?
Goodbye, everybody. Happy birthday, Margaret.
Mom, did you want to do one or do you?
Yes, I had a picture I wanted to show.
Okay.
Ooh. Can you see?
Yeah. Put it up a little higher.
A little closer.
A
little higher.
Nobody else talk.
There you go.
Can you see there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I remember
A long time ago.
when in 1988 that Margaret, Prudy, and gang came to the beach, and we were trying to make a good impression. And about 30 minutes before you got there, something happened in the house, and I can't remember what, but the house filled up with smoke. And by the time you got there, it smelled awful, and I was so embarrassed. And I just wonder what Prudy had in her freezer chest here. I wonder if we'd caught crabs and dressed those, and maybe that's what you were smiling so big about, were those crabs maybe.
I think we did have crabs that time.
Well, we were always catching them at the bay, and so I figured it must have had crabs in there. But anyway, I remember how happy we were to all be together.
Yeah, it was a good trip.
I don't remember any smoke or any problem. It was just a nice visit.
I do, because I was so embarrassed.
I don't remember that at all. I remember that
now because I didn't know it.
Yeah.
I'm glad you don't remember that part.
It being a nice visit.
Oh, yeah, we did. It was lots of fun. And Margaret was, I think it was a year after you and Andy had gotten married.
Yeah, that sounds about right. We were probably, Mom, you were probably at Long Beach, and we had driven.
Just drove up to Townsville. Yeah.
I remember that. It was a good trip.
Anyone else? Or
One. All of my happy memories of Margaret all relate to modern Margaret's reaction to being told the story of the ostrich.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
Let's elaborate for those who do not understand this reference.
Yeah, Mama, please tell the story of the ostrich.
Oh, there's two versions. There's y'all's version, and then there's my version, which seem to always be different.
Okay, my version. Right. Actually watching it happen and filming it. I have a film up till the vital moment when this ostrich was in front of Margaret and one hand reaches out towards the tail, and suddenly there is no more film. Now, my memory is that as she stroked the tail, the ostrich and turned around and attacked her. Now, what's Margaret's version?
The way I always tell it is the ostrich spun around, stood up as high as it could, stretched its neck as far up as it could, opened its mouth as far as it could, and went, Wah!
It also did its wings.
To go,
Its wings came out and its mouth open.
spin around, run as fast as she could into the wall of the dining hall, which is about 4 feet away. Bam! And it's edging along the wall, trying to get around the corner. And all of the people working at the lodge jumped on the ostrich to get it away from her. But we were so busy laughing, we could barely pay attention.
Yeah, you guys, my life was flashing before my eyes.
And there is still debate to this day as to whether or not it was a pet or a pluck.
And I never actually touched him. It was just a thought. I wondered what he felt like, but I never got there. And I did manage to hit the wall and jump sideways. I'm pretty sure it was 20 feet in the air before I could get around the corner into the open bar restaurant area.
I gotta say, guys, after
Wait. The whole time, he's right here. I know he is. He's right here, mouth this wide, breathing down my neck. That's my memory.
They have no teeth.
It proves that dinosaurs were birds. You know, birds were past dinosaurs. And you know, I will tell you, after so many years, you guys will never be forgiven for that. By the way, Margaret remembers it in a certain way that she'll never
recover.
Never recover.
Yes.
Sarah, I don't want to step on you or Chris.
Put yourself where an ostrich might chase you, because it is a scary thing.
Birds are scary. They're dinosaurs. I mean, if it was a dinosaur,
I'm scared of a goose who hisses at me.
Well, this
Yeah.
guy was at least 10 feet tall. I'm pretty sure he was 10.
It's like a big goose, because that's
It's a big goose.
it's a big, really big goose.
No exaggeration. When it stood up, it was over 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
It was a big bird.
A big bird.
But my
Okay.
other memory is that
Who is copying the videos? Who's copying the videos? Because the proof is there.
The proof is in the pudding.
Hey.
I think it's Amy.
Yeah.
well, I do remember also around. I was probably early 20s. Margaret had a birthday, and I gave her a stuffed ostrich about this big, and she almost smiled.
Well, it's hard to smile when the horror memories are coming back to you.
Well,
So you have
cassowary birds.
traumatic
You know.
Ostrich trauma. Got it.
Yes.
All right, I'm going to do my story. I thought through a few of them, and I guess the one that was the coolest I want to share. That it's one, it's sometimes when you're traveling, it's that unique moment, that thing you didn't expect. And we checked into first off, we went to Scotland. Scotland, it was a brilliant trip, and everything was planned except the last couple of days. And we're like, hey, let's stop at a beach place that is reasonably unknown by everybody else, and get a cheap Airbnb and go from there. And so we went to a place called Troon, and it turns out if you're a golfer, it's actually a very famous place because there's a famous golf course there, but we're not golfers and we'd never heard of it. And got a great room, and it had about 40 yards of wildflowers between us and the beach. The beach wasn't much, and not many of the beaches are very much in that part of the world, but it had these lovely little paths going through all these wildflowers, and there seemed to be a little bit of ownership of some of the pasture land, and some of it wasn't. And so we just took off walking and went down and started walking through these wildflowers, got down to the beach and turned the corner, and up on the top of this, literally a overhang cliff over the beach, over the water, was this 12th, 13th century castle ruins hanging on the little edge of this thing. And so it was just very picturesque. And we walked up there. We figured out a way to get up to the top of this thing and poked our head in a couple of holes, and
to fly out at you.
yeah, kind of sketchy and windy, and like, will the ground give away while we walk around this? But it was true adventure. And so we, instead of going back the way we came, we decided to keep going through the fields behind this. And we come up on literally like a wheat field, and it's golden wheat with the wind blowing through it. Like literally.
It was like a movie. It was
like a movie, yeah. And there was little hedgerows and, places where hedgehogs would be hanging out with little flowers on the, as you cross between the pasture lands and stuff. And as soon as we got to this wheat field, I started thinking, well, gosh, we might step on something. Somebody's going to come hunt us with a gun, but that's America, not England or Scotland. But we did look up at the sky, and then all of a sudden, it's just monstrous black, dark gray black, slate-colored sky started coming at us. And we started walking away, and we kind of went on the other side of the wheat field through some flowers and bramble kind of bushes, and got to a path. And by the time we got there, this thing was full on, and it was coming hard, torrential rain. And we were probably a couple miles from the place we were staying. So we take off running. And if you know Margaret, she's not a big fan of running. So it was an interesting trip back. We got soaked. We actually had a car, I remember, because we got back in a car, which was about a half a mile from where we were staying or something like that. So it was just a brilliant little moment of adventure that was gorgeous, and we had a great time.
That was a fun one. Even with the black cloud, the ominous cloud. It was a good one. Yep.
When was that? How old were you?
That was 2 years ago, I guess.
Recently. Very recent. Yeah. Imagine this Margaret running.
It's more of a shuffle, but
a shuffle scream.
A quick scoot.
A quick scoot. Yeah.
She pictured the ostrich for inspiration and took off.
Pretty much.
Your mother's daughter, running was not my strongest field either.
No, no, not even sprinting. I was not good, but I got to the car. I was soaking wet, but it was funny. It was not one of those, you get stuck in it and you finally just reach a point where you're like, okay, we're gonna get wet. And so we sat down, enjoyed the scenery within the rain. It was a really fun little outing, unexpected outing. Tend to be the best.
My recollection of you running young was when Mom would say, "Go run around the house twice."
House twice.
You talked about this recently.
Yeah.
We were like, that's what Mom did when we were stuck inside.
Well, I learned that from my mother.
Yeah.
If you're going to be a pain in the butt on the inside, you might as well run around the outside of the house a couple times and get it out of your system.
I always figured it was the kids have too much energy. Go burn some off.
Burn it off outside. And I don't know if run around the house was technically outside, but that's how we interpreted it. And around the house.
Great. Are we missing anybody?
I have one.
Oh, okay, Sarah, go ahead.
One thing that I've been thinking about all day today. So sometimes for the holidays, there's like this running gag between Aunt Margaret and Mom of like sending these little like chintzy animatronic things that sing annoying songs. One year she sent one for Easter that is this little lamb, and it would go, "Bah, Happy Easter." And every single time someone says Happy Easter, that is what I'm saying in my head and have to remember. And yeah, I've been thinking that all day today, and then every time I think of that, I think of you, and it just makes me really happy.
Sarah, I got to tell you, we've looked for that lamb. I mean, I've been like, where's that thing? That was so awesome. Where'd it go? It turns out you guys have it.
Yeah. Or if it ever really existed, who knows? Maybe we all.
Now, I think a few that sometimes get recycled back to their owner.
Happy Easter. We were sent a bow that sang, and he is still in the cycle of our Christmas decorations.
On the family, yeah.
Let's see.
All right, chat for a moment. I'll be back. I'm going to venture downstairs. So, bye.
Okay, we've lost our fearless.
Our meeting leader.
Our leader coordinator. What do we do?
This is awesome. Where is she?
Can everybody share?
They've reshuffled.
So earlier today, the birthday bunny visited. If you get a chance, you'll need to check my Facebook. Yes, it was a birthday bunny. He was in the neighbor's yard, delivered some birthday eggs, and I had a little birthday egg hunt today, which I think they're in the refrigerator at this point. So yes, we had a birthday egg hunt today.
Oh,
a long time. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay.
Okay.
I bet he
Due to our quarantine,
we have
no candles. So these are toothpicks and a little bit of olive oil.
Genius.
All right. Hold on. On 3, we're gonna sing.
After toothpicks with olive oil?
Yes.
You're 8 years old?
1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Margaret. Happy birthday to you.
No, don't touch them for a minute because they are just embers.
You wanna watch a toothpick burn twice?
Yeah, we got a toothpick in here. So a little life hack if you need a candle.
Yeah, well,
toothpick and
DIY.
Is the toothpick soaked in olive oil, you said?
Toothpick dipped in olive oil, apparently.
They do burn pretty fast, so don't stick them so far in like I did.
Sounds like a pacifier thing, like.
Well, you could just use matches. Could you just do that?
That's true too. That's
But by the time you tried to light the last one, the first one would have been all the way burnt down.
Yeah, those would burn too fast.
And we had this. I mean, we could have just.
Actually, we did that one year. We just held out the lighter and said, "Okay, blow out the lighter."
You need to eat a piece of cake for every person in this video.
Yeah. So the whole cake.
10. No, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
So make them really small slices.
I count Sarah. She's already left.
16, and a dog piece.
Oh, and a dog.
Not at all. Dogs number 2.
There's another face.
Oh, so
I see Zoa.
No.
Things are going
I want to see Darwin. Oh, there he is.
Darwin. Hey, Darwin, come here. Look at this way.
There he is.
There he is.
I don't understand.
Sit down, bud.
Median, by the way, was either Chris or Melissa based on who you counted on the edges, how much skew you counted, but turns out it was just a little lower. But we were close, Todd. We were close.
So you did the math.
I did a quick math, and unlike Todd, I'm not good at math.
But you
I'll wear the
know
shirt.
how old I am. I guess that would just take a little bit of math too.
You have one piece of cake in y'all's
Wait, what math are we doing?
honor. It's a big piece of cake.
Well, median, I just have to count the number of people. I didn't have to do a mean.
It was really important to figure out the median. So
Yeah, that's totally why I went median. I didn't want to do mean and averages.
Here's the cake, just so y'all can drool at it from afar. It's chocolate chocolate with sprinkles.
We're having flank steak.
That is one beauty. There's not a lot, but the one beauty, I guess, of a quarantine is I don't have to share my cake with
any of us. You can have your cake and eat all of it.
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, I also had to make it in a bundt-shaped pan because we don't have cookie pan or cake pans anymore, so it's also a weird shape. So it's like double quarantine cake.
But did the quarantine steal your cake pans, or you just?
I think so. The one.
I want to see the cake shape. It's a what shape? A bunt?
The one with the hole in the middle.
Oh, okay.
you could have put a candle in there.
A Harvey Wallbanger shape.
Then we would have
It's a
lost
Harvey
icing.
Wallbanger shape.
It's a pound cake shape.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of these are correct.
They could have put a Bath and Body Works candle in there.
You could put like an Easter candle in the middle and just light it. Christmas.
The whole was swap for a candle, so you would have lost icing. So
That's
I was
true.
I was rationing your.
I didn't want to lose icing, so I'm glad we didn't stick it in there.
Okay, Jake lit up for a minute. It was almost like Jake was going to speak.
Jake, are you going to speak?
No.
I was speaking.
Oh wait, honey. Wait, oh, actually no, because she needs.
We're all like, what?
I was waiting to
What?
find out, Melissa.
Hey.
That's all that we have planned. So if anyone wants to say anything else, any last words? But I know everyone's got nothing else to do today. So
Get back to it.
Get on
Get back to your nothing day of quarantine.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Wait, before everybody leaves, not to steal. I'm not trying to steal Margaret's thunder or anything. This is just a really good opportunity because it's seeing everyone with my face. I just want to tell everyone that we're pregnant.
We're stealing. That was so much more exciting.
It's not a quarantine baby. It's actually before that, where I'm actually 1 week away from my second trimester. I'm 11 weeks.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
We're going to beat the rush, hopefully.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's actually excellent timing because the hospitals will be open again so you can get in, but you're not, in the.
I don't know. I mean, yes. I heard a second wave's going to come in the fall. I don't know. Hopefully
I think it'll
not.
be late fall, though.
What's your due date?
November 1st.
That's actually a pretty good
November
day.
babies.
Yeah, so I'll have 2 November babies because Lucy's November and Corin's September 30th. So the fall is like,
Crazy.
Halloween baby.
I hope not. I really don't want a Halloween baby.
It makes birthday parties hard because you can
Oh,
never
yeah.
on your birthday. It's just
Yeah, I
That's
like
awesome, guys.
separating from the holidays.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Chris,
And I
jealous much? Look at this.
Ooh, that looks nice. I can't see what.
Wait.
I saw your pile in one of your pictures recently.
Nice. What kind of guitar is it?
It's a Gibson. It's a ES 347. So it's like a 335, but it has a different pickup configuration.
I've had a lot more time to practice guitar. I'll be in a work meeting from home, and I'll be on mute and playing my guitar while I'm in it.
Exactly. 5 minutes before, 4 or 5 minutes after.
Guitar in there.
And he's even taught me a little bit.
Cool.
Cool. Well, that sounds fun.
Did Margaret say something earlier? I couldn't hear her.
Oh, I said you have a nice combination of the oldest girl, the middle boy, and then you could end up with a little princess.
I've actually thought of that a lot. I'm like, oh, if I had a girl, it would be like Margaret's kids. It seems like a good. I don't know how Jake feels about being the oldest.
Nobody. Does anyone know how Jake feels?
Does anyone know how Jake feels about anything?
All right. What'd you say, Jake?
You'd also have both the girls in November.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
two girls in November.
This is true.
Absolutely.
Wait, are your girls both November?
Yep.
November 20, November 30.
Nuh-uh. When's Jake's birthday?
March.
March 30th.
Yeah.
So I got the half birthday of
November.
the other one.
Well, my family's also convinced it could be a girl because we have like a cutoff where all the boys are. I guess Corin's kind of the cutoff, September 30th, and they're all summer and spring, and then the girls are all fall and winter.
Aww.
So if that cutoff continues,
Or
Lucy's also obviously really, really rooting for a girl.
Oh yeah.
And Corin has put in his vote for a girl a few times because he doesn't know any better, I don't think. I mean, he knows that he has a sister and he loves his sister, so he's like, oh, a girl would be good.
Done the math and realized he's less likely to have to share his toys.
Yeah, he's a very logical thinker, so
Yeah.
that he could be planning ahead like that.
I don't know. It's a very good opportunity for him to get swept up in the dress-up opportunities that.
Surprisingly, it hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure it will.
Yeah.
If that's, you know.
I highly recommend.
We dressed up Jake like once and it never happened again. Mom tried to take a picture, it never happened again.
I painted Corin's nails once because I was painting Lucy's nails, and then he was like, oh, I want it too. So I painted his nails, and then Lucy was like, oh, it's going to look so weird because boys don't paint their nails. And then he was like, oh, really? Take it off.
Oh,
And
sad.
it was kind of sad because he was so excited about it. And then when he realized that Lucy thought it was weird,
That's sort of what happened. With
Yeah.
he came down and was like, wait, something, the headband, the beads.
I remember there being a lot of beads involved.
A lot of beads involved. And yeah.
And I think those little plastic high heels that you can't actually wear because they hurt so bad.
The Barbie
it's like
heels.
A constant Lego on your foot.
Yeah.
They're Barbie heels. You have to wear them. Yeah, those. I think those are involved.
Casey's like taking notes. Ways to torture Jake. Barbie heels, beads, headbands.
All right.
Well, congratulations, Melissa. That's a great way to end this.
And happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Has Jake made a college decision? You want to announce it to the family?
I guess not. I haven't signed the thing yet or whatever, but I'm probably going to CU Boulder.
Sure.
What are you going to study?
Where?
Applied math.
Boulder. Colorado University, Boulder. What was the question, Todd?
The course of study.
Course of study.
Applied math.
Okay.
PhD program.
Really?
Math nerd.
Math nerd.
Jake's got 3 papers out there already, so if you want to see him talk, you got to ask him questions about the papers or rock climbing, and then he won't shut up. And so if you're ever in a room with him or an elevator, that's how you get him to talk.
So, Jake, what year are you going into?
What do you mean?
Oh, PhD. I missed that. Okay, so you've
Yeah.
already graduated. Ah, my goodness. And you're getting your PhD. Okay.
No, he
Well, I'm
graduates in
like a senior in college now.
Okay. And then you're going to start your PhD.
They virtual graduation in June. I guess that's what we don't really know what it's going to be. It's either going to be a virtual graduation or delayed graduation. They're still deciding.
It was like 3 days of graduation, so Dad was like, okay.
Yeah, it's like Rachel.
50-50
It's like
trade-off.
every time we opened our eyes, what? We're going to another ceremony? Because there were so many different ceremonies. And it's like, what? So yes, he had planned the University of Delaware graduation. He's getting, well, you can tell him, a bachelor's in math and a bachelor's in chemical engineering.
Yeah. I'm getting a BS in math and like a BCHE or something.
A BS. And Hallie, are you a sophomore?
Yeah.
You're finishing your sophomore year?
Yes. I'm in
Okay.
second semester sophomore year. Yeah.
And what's your major?
So I'm studying family and human services in a concentration track of child life. So I'll go work in hospitals as a child life specialist.
Oh. Child life what?
Child life specialist.
Okay. And you want to work in hospitals?
Mhm.
And then what would you do in the hospital?
So they're kind of like, they're not a nurse, they're not a doctor, but they're not a therapist either. They're kind of a mix in between where they like help with the psychosocial side of hospitalization for kids. And they do a lot of like therapeutic activities, like therapeutic play, medical play, stuff to help them understand like what's going on.
That's cool. Is that similar to a child advocate? Is that the same?
Yeah, they do a
What's
lot
that
of
is?
advocation for kids, like, and helping them make, like, helping doctors allow kids to, like, make their own choices or, like, have a voice in what's happening with them and stuff like that. But yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
And
And I'm
there's a lot-
studying Spanish as well, so I have a minor in that. So I'm gonna add that in there.
That's awesome. Well, I feel like your smiling face will lift their spirits, you know?
Yeah, because they deal with, not always, but sometimes they're dealing with terminally ill children.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, so they're helping the children understand what's happening to them. It's a lot of times the medical staff talk to the parents and they sort of leave the kids out of the conversation, even though the kid is the one experiencing it. So
Yeah.
she'll be there for the kid, for the child.
Yeah, and I'm currently, well, not currently right this minute in this month, but I've been working as a volunteer in a hospital near school. And I've been working in their pediatric department, which is only like 12 beds. So it's very small and half of it's an emergency department. So it's kind of a different atmosphere than a lot of places people will work. But I've been able to see like a lot of what the child life specialist does and stuff. And it's a very cool hybrid of a job, if you will. And a lot of what I do as a volunteer for the child life specialist, we do a lot of just playing with the patients and like therapeutic activities, art, music, that kind of stuff. And it's really, really cool.
That was funny. So will you be able to like intern or like do it as a practicum or something?
Yeah. So they have like quite the process for it. It's very like set in stone. So the way that this career works is that you get your master's before you do any sort of internships or practicums. Actually, I think you can do a few practicums while you're getting your master's, but you have to have your bachelor's already. And in order to practice, you have to have your master's and your certification, which basically you can't do the certification until after you have your master's. So I have about 5-6 years of school before I can even apply for internships and stuff. But the internships are actually quite competitive, which is weird because the field is very new and small. So they're constantly wanting new child life specialists. But because they don't have that many, there's not that many internships yet. So it's like this weird, like internships harder to get than a job, which is funny and scary, but it should be fun.
Oh, good luck with everything. That sounds exciting.
I think it'll be really fun. I'm excited. Anyone else's life story want to be shared?
Well, I'm teaching algebra from home. That's my life story.
Which sounds like it hasn't been that much fun.
That's funny. So is Karen.
Yeah, it's all, yeah. Well, she gets to interact with her students. I don't really get to interact with. Actually, we've been on spring break this week, so the kids have been on spring break, and then we start new material on Tuesday, and but they're not required to actually do it. Their grades have already been closed out because we don't, because kids have different levels of access to internet and stuff. We can't hold kids accountable. So it's just like, okay, here is work that nobody's gonna do. That's part of what it feels like. Yeah. So it's kind of depressing some days, and other days I think, well, I'll just use it next year. And so I put on the I'll plan for next year hat, and then other days I think, well, this is stupid. Why am I doing all this stuff for kids that aren't gonna do it? So.
Right.
But it'll all be okay by September, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, hopefully sooner than that.
Oh, please, definitely.
Oh gosh.
by the time summer officially starts, then this whole thing needs to be done. Because I want to take my kids to the zoo. I'm like, oh, is that my car?
Got a phone
Oh, I thought it was Andy. I was like, wow.
So one last thing, this is, it's backwards on mine, hopefully it's straight on yours, but there's a new TV show on PBS called The Good Road, which is about global philanthropy, kind of radical philanthropy. And we're actually sponsoring it with the startup, but it's a pretty good show. One of the guys lives in Richmond, but the post-editing teams here at RBA are out of Richmond. So if you have a second, I think it's actually playing right now. It starts in 1 minute on PBS Virginia at 5 o'clock. Might be 7 o'clock on Sunday nights. It's like Saturday and Sunday. So anyway, check it out.
Y'all are in a totally different time zone. We don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, check it out. We watched it yesterday. It was pretty good.
So I'm friends with the guys that are doing it. We sponsored it and stuff like that. So I wish them a lot. And I think it's going to be a cool show. Yeah, this idea of kind of radical philanthropy where you live and doing what you should do when people need it. So they're trying to focus on the people that don't normally get the press. And anyway, it's kind of cool. Check it out. I've seen enough what I'm going to give you.
All right, well.
There's Harry.
Oh, there's Harry. Wanted to say hello, apparently.
Harry.
Yeah. Or did he?
Harry.
We went on a walk, so he's like dead. Like we walked a half a mile.
So wait, Harry has an Instagram account?
Oh yes. He shares his old man life.
I didn't know if Harry was the name of your boyfriend, and then I found out his name Jack, and I was like,
Harry's the dog. Harry's getting a puppy sister, so soon it's going to be an old man and a puppy. So we'll see how Instagram goes.
It's like 1,800 people following it too. It's
yeah,
much more popular than us people.
He's more popular than I am. So.
And he is pretty funny. Mm-hmm. Zoa has his own Instagram too, doesn't he?
Yeah, Zoa and Darwin do, but their Instagram manager is just terrible. We need to get rid of her.
She's really hard.
Fire her and get a new one.
Mojo has one too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I need to start following Sarah's.
I didn't know Sarah's had one.
Yes. Yeah. Where's Mojo? Let's see Mojo real quick.
There he is. He was
There
asleep.
he is.
You got his tongue at us. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that looks like a teenage response. Go away, Mom.
How dare you? I slumber.
He's a Yorkie bulldog.
Yeah, half Yorkie, half bulldog.
That is cute.
It's confusing.
Weird, yeah.
I like his little tooth.
So
Yeah.
Rachel, where's your tiny dog?
Me?
The one you keep sending us pictures of.
Oh, I don't have her yet.
Oh.
She's a
She's
baby.
too baby.
She's only 3 weeks
Oh,
old.
so you're like visiting her and taking pictures.
No, we'll say they send me pictures. I get to actually meet her next weekend for the first time.
Oh, okay.
So then you'll have lots of pictures.
They live in Richmond, and they live literally down the road from me. So it's like I'm gonna go and steal her, but trying.
Polly just left.
That's okay.
Yep, it's okay.
It's probably a bad time to let you guys get back to your
life.
not TV watching,
Not
couch
non-birthday,
sitting.
but I appreciate all the birthday love. We feel very special today.
I have Barbara Todd's flank steak.
Oh, nice.
Then to go order us tacos.
Yep, we're gonna talk
Mhm.
Mexico tonight. We just passed the law that they are going to deliver margaritas. So we're going to test that out and see how it works.
With the tequila already mixed
With
in.
the tequila already
to
mixed
clarify,
in.
that was
Yeah.
the
Yeah, in Delaware.
So that was like a week ago. We're going to test it out. So as people are dropping out, I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
Oh, there's Mom.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Bye. Happy birthday. Happy Easter.
Happy birthday.
Bye-bye.